All right, trying to get some greenbacks for the freezer since tarpon fishing's not doing so well right now. I haven't seen any schools out. Saw one this morning, but yeah, it's pretty much died off right now. I can't see anything out here, so I'm just gonna sabiki up some greenbacks for next time. I know a lot of people like to use these live, but it's always good to have frozen greenbacks in the freezer if you can. One thing I like to do, because the current's ripping right here, is I like to cast it, then pull it back and let it get down to the bottom, because the current's moving so quick that if I just cast it, there we go, if I just cast it, it's gonna end up way over there just on top of the water. So I try and cast it, pull it back, and then let it sink. That tends to give me some luck. Hey buddy, come on, there we go. Yeah, but the current is absolutely ripping right now. So these guys are just staged up. You can see why they're so strong. They're just pointed into the current, just swimming, man. So I'll pull it back sometimes and just let it sink back down so it goes straight before the current can pull it out. I don't have a super heavy weight on there, that's why. Sometimes I go backwards and let the current take it, so at least it gets deep enough. Sometimes these greenbacks get so picky. Oh, I missed him. Oh, look at that dolphin. That's so cool. Man, he's looking for bait just like me. I should probably sit down. Sometimes these dolphins act crazy. All right. Well, I might add another weight. Add one more on there. See if that helps at all. Water's just ripping. And these are good sized greenbacks. I like doing the sabiki for the greenbacks. I could bring a cast net too, but I like using the sabiki because I have bigger hooks on here and I get bigger greenbacks. When I cast net, I tend to get smaller greenbacks. So I like to get the bigger ones, so I'll use a sabiki. Oh gosh, dolphin went right under my kayak. Right under my anchor line. Jeez. That's kind of scary when they do that. Hey, there we go. Hey, buddy. Hey, there we go. Got another guy. So, these greenbacks look just like baby tarpon, which is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, big tarpon, but oh man, this one got hit right in the brain. He's probably gonna die. So guys, you can see my rig right here. I just do split shots instead of using this to, hook onto one of those pyramid weights. I just do split shots because sometimes, I started with just one and then the current's ripping. So I was like, man, let me put two. And it's still ripping, so I put three. And now 3 is able to get me pretty straight down, as well as getting, with the current a little bit. So 3 is fine. Honestly, 4 would be ideal. I've said this a million times, but the water is absolutely ripping right here. It's just moving. So by the time I end up casting this thing, if I were to cast it, sometimes depending if I'm in the bay, I do like to cast them out sometimes and actually reel like I'm using a lure. But out here, like that's not really gonna work too well because it's gonna be coming up behind the greenbacks. So since the current's moving that way and I'm anchored, you know, with my bow pointed into or going with the current, sorry, I'm trying to present this sabiki like right in front of their faces rather than pulling it behind their heads. Which they're bait fish, they're dumb. Like it would still work behind their head. It's just because the current's moving too quickly, it just kind of, it takes off. So it makes more sense right now to even cast behind sometimes. And because there's, look, I don't know if you can see this on this graph, but there's a ton, there's just hundreds of thousands, I'm guessing, down there. But right now we're mixed in like big ones with like really tiny ones. So again, that's why I prefer to use the sabiki. And I probably could use the cast net and just get a ton, but look at my kayak right now. It's pretty much loaded down. I have the cast net in the truck right now, but on this kayak with my wheels and the live well right here, I didn't have room to be messing with the kayak today. So the sabiki takes a little bit more time. It also weeds out, you know, the smaller greenbacks. I don't know why I casted that one. But also it keeps my kayak fairly clean. Because when you start casting it and open up that cast net on the deck of the kayak, oh man, it just gets so messy. So take a few minutes, you know, sabiki up some greenbacks and you'll be good. Nice and clean deck. Hey, there we go. Oh man, this one's hooked in the bottom. I mean, look at this. Oh look, his guts came out. It's okay, he's gonna go in the freezer. See the size of that? The size of my whole hand. So that's the size I'm looking for. There's a bunch of fish just tearing up. You can see fish and dolphin just tearing up the greenbacks right now. Hey. There we go. Right in the mouth. I also like sabiki fishing because, I don't know, it's like nostalgic for me. This is why I grew up doing sabiki fishing on the Skyway Pier while, you know, getting bait for the whole family. Look at that. We'd have about 10, 15, 20 Filipinos out there on the Skyways, the whole fam. And I really enjoyed catching bait. You know, it made me feel good, like I was contributing, you know, to the party. It's like I was contributing to the fun. So even if I wasn't, you know, catching fish at the Skyway, at least I was catching bait for everyone to use. And eventually I learned how to catch fish using the bait. But you know what I mean? You know, like when you can provide bait, provide something for, you know, like a group of people. I still have that in me today. I think that's why I really love Yak Tribe and the community, because I just like, I don't know, I just like providing people with a good time and having fun. And so, you know, sabiki fishing and catching bait and cast netting bait and doing all that for the grown-ups that were, you know, doing the big fishing. I don't know, it just made me feel good. It made me feel like, you know, I was helping out. So I'm sure you guys have felt that feeling before, but just sitting here catching greenbacks, sometimes there's like no like I'm done fishing, but there's no point of necessarily using them today. It's just fun to do, you know. You know, my kids, they go fishing, you know, with their grandmother, or like if I'm busy, sometimes Shannon will even take them, you know, just off the side of the road, you know, where we live. And they've got a bunch of artificial baits. They haven't had a lot of success using artificial, unless they're like kayak fishing with me. And I don't mean to say, you know, like, unless they're fishing with me, they're not successful. But the thing is like, when my son's in my kayak with me, or on his kayak, on the bays and stuff, like out in the middle, he tends to have a lot more success on artificial. But when they're just fishing off the side of the road, not so much, you know. That's a really pressured thing. So they love using bait, and sometimes they go to the, hey, look, I caught a pinfish on the sabiki. Look at that guy. I'll keep him. Sometimes the bait stores don't have bait, or they just don't feel like getting bait, and honestly, it's expensive to get bait. So, you know, we have a little deep freezer that we keep some bait in. Greenbacks, mullet, stuff like this. See this? I go and cast net for mullet, and I use that for tarpon fishing, but I also let the kids just grab it, you know, as they choose. I've got 4 kids, so if their grandma goes and gets some, you know, some live bait, live shrimp, and they don't use it all, they just bag it up and it goes straight back to the freezer. So it's kind of like a community bin. Anyways, my point of telling you that is just, I think that's another reason why I enjoy, you know, sabiki fishing, just stocking up the freezer. I find it a little funny sometimes because some people are so, like, they live and die by the fact that greenbacks have to be alive, you know, like, you gotta have live greenbacks, use live greenbacks. And you know, greenbacks live are awesome. Like, a live greenback is gonna be a dead greenback, you know, most of the time. But the thing about greenbacks are they're so soft, man. Like, they die so easy, they're so fragile. And so by the time you make, you know, 2-3 casts, maybe 4 casts with a greenback, that guy's been dead. So having some greenbacks just dead in a freezer, you know, don't let that throw you off. Like, they gotta be live to no, they're great dead as well. So a little tip when it comes to using a sabiki, especially when the water's ripping, you can tell, like, sometimes I have luck casting weight touching all the way down here at the very bottom, and then once it drifts a little too far and I can't really feel the bottom anymore, I'll lift it up, or sorry, that was terrible, I'll reel it up and I'll go back again, and when I can feel the bottom like I just did, now I'm fishing. Now I can feel every little, like, I've just felt a bunch of bait fish kind of touch it, but now I can feel every little thing because I'm bouncing it off the bottom. So when I feel like I'm not on the bottom, I'll give it a little bit more line. Medical helicopter up there. At least it looks like a medical helicopter. Hope everyone's okay. Oh, jeez. Did you see that one come up and hit me? Man. Ooh. Well, the weather's starting to pick up. Look at that guy. See, these are some big greenbacks right here. Well, guys, I'm about to wrap it up here. This was fun, but the wind's starting to pick up, surprisingly, just like the forecast said. And I've got a graduation dinner to go to tonight for my cousin. So I might catch a few more, throw them in the live well. And yeah, they're gonna die, so it's not like it matters if they're in the live well. I'll just keep them fresh, you know, as long as I can. And then I'll throw them in a bag and I will get them into the freezer. Let me show you guys. Let me turn this off. I don't know if you can see this or not, but here they are. Wow, look at that one. That's a big guy right there. I mean, look how big this guy is. Just all swimming around in here. There's a few dead ones. Like, this guy's dead. He got hooked in the gut. But there's a bunch in here. There's probably 20 about this size. That's a good size. I mean, look at the size of my hand. So there you go. There's some pinfish in there too. These do well against the mangroves too. I'm trying to see if I can find a pinfish. Nope, that's not a pinfish. Look at all these. These are just fun to play with too. Look at that guy. You wonder why they call them greenbacks? Look at the back. See that? It's actually a really pretty fish. Hey, hey! Hey, hey, this guy's trying to get away. No, you might catch a redfish for my son. You can't go. Well, guys, that's that for this video. I appreciate you guys watching. Again, that last video I did where I was running around on my electric bike and catching mullet, you know, it seemed like that video turned out pretty well. It got a few views. So if you guys are enjoying this style of content, you know, it's not, you know, not every video is so intense. You know, we're not catching massive tarpon or big redfish every video, or even all the time, not even close to regularly at all. So it's like, this is real type of fishing. This is real life stuff right here. And if you guys enjoy this type of content, let me know, man. This is the type of content that I actually enjoy making, you know, laid back. It's pretty straightforward, you know, something that everyone can kind of relate to. And if you don't know how to do it, maybe this will help you with it. So I've got a few good videos coming up, actually fishing, catching some redfish and some good trout and stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video, and I will catch you on the next one.